Hello, friends, and welcome to the stream. Welcome along, everyone. Hey, people in the chat, do your usual magic. Can you hear me? Is the music okay? How does the lighting look? And welcome along. Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear everyone can hear me. Thank you, Amelia. You're an excellent mod. Hi everyone. Welcome to the very chill live stream. For those of you who haven't been to one of my live streams before, we like to keep things pretty relaxed, as you can tell. Have a bit of music. We have some nice lighting. Might have some candles later on. And the way things usually work is I will go through the last couple of videos I've made and give my notes to self, like stuff I would have done better, like how would I have made it if I had infinite money and time and I were to do it again. And I chat with the chat a little bit, and I might show you some of the comments that those last few videos have got as well. And also, just for this stream tonight, I have something a little bit special to show you later on, but we'll get to that. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Pop Art Daisy. First time in the stream. Great to have you here. Hope you have a very chill time. Greetings from Seattle, says Super Starfish. That's cool. And I saw Lady Frankenstein in the chat earlier on as well. Welcome back. Hope the baby's doing well. I remember from a previous stream that you were either pregnant or had just given birth. One of the two. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome along. It's so good to have you all here. Yes, something very special later on. It's going to be fun. Okay, so why don't we get things rolling? I tell you what. First of all, why don't we take a look at one of the last videos I did, which was called. Hey, look at that! A little bit of streaming magic. It was called "Is Philosophy Just White Guys?" Just white guys jerking off. People really enjoyed this one. I was really pleased with how it went down. I was a little bit worried about it. Because it was a little bit different, but yeah, I was pretty pleased. People took to the hello, Angelo, the first super chat of the night. Says hi, Daddy. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you for coming along. Yes, the super chat is enabled. I try always to read out the super chats because people giving me money. So yes, if you super chat me, I will probably read it out. No, I have not dyed my hair, Dorian. It is just the light. But yeah, so the first video we're going to talk about tonight is my one from a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I suppose first of all, before we get into that, I should say why I'm streaming tonight in this kind of very cold December Tuesday rather than a nice sizzling Friday that I usually like to do my streams on. That's because I'm going on holiday tomorrow, which is why this enormous suitcase is on the bed. So I probably won't be streaming from where I'm going. So I thought let's get a nice little stream done, a nice little chill, relaxing stream before my trip tomorrow. Okie dokie. Yeah. Where were we? Oh yes. Is philosophy just white guys jerking off? Oh wait, it's Monday. Damn, I lose track of the days. Thank you for people saying it's Monday. Okie dokie. It is in fact Monday in November, not Tuesday in December. Damn, I'm losing track these days, guys. Yeah, welcome along. And yes, I am English for the new people. Okie dokie. Is philosophy just white guys jerking off? I was, as I said, pretty pleased with how it went down. It was good fun to make. I think it was the first. So I'm now in a new studio. I used to film in a studio where, like the solitary confinement and security videos. I filmed those in a different studio than where I am now. I'm now in a studio with two guys called Ben and Tim, who basically Ben's a mate of mine, and now so is Tim. But I was in the car with Ben one day, and I was asking him what he'd been up to, and he said, "Yeah, I've been at work and I run a film company." And I was like, "What? I've known you 18 months. You've never mentioned this." He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you have a studio?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, whatever you're paying your studio currently, we'll do it for less." And I was like, "Grand." Okay, so now I film in a different studio called Mambros with two guys called Ben and Tim, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really nice. Hopefully, I hope that you noticed in the is philosophy just white guys jerking off video that the sound in the studio is a little bit less echoey. Their studio has slightly better soundproofing, so I hope you noticed that. I'm going to all the effort to make things nice for you. Had another super chat of the night. Georgia, thank you so much. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love you. Thank you, Georgia. So yes, Maria Boyce says, do you still have that T-shirt? Yes, I do have the shirt. So I'll get it out later, maybe. The T-shirt with the hentai on it, that the character of Ian Drivel wore, came from Tom Scott Ridgewell. He's a big YouTuber here in the UK, and a very lovely guy. I've been trying to arrange a date to give that back to him, but he keeps ignoring my DMs, so I don't think he wants it back. But maybe I'll hold on to it, and maybe Drivel can make a comeback at some point. I don't have any current plans for Drivel to come back, but he was very popular, surprisingly popular. So as I can't give it back, then I will. Maybe I'll think about reusing it. Sorry, people are just messaging me while I'm streaming. So yeah, I have to give back the hat as well. So yes, Drivel went over surprisingly well. I thought the accent was really bad, but the consensus from a lot of Australians who were commenting was like, this could have been worse, or it's like better than most Brits trying to do Australian accents. So that's nice. I was never trained to do an Australian accent. The consensus seemed to be that it was like a little bit too much New Zealand, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Drivel will make a comeback someday. I deliberately made Drivel like super woke, because initially when I was writing it, I was like, maybe I'll just make him like a parody of Marcus Dibble and like make him really crude and have him say all the stuff that Kant said. And I was like, that's not as funny. It's not as funny as if he's just like super woke. If he's like if Drivel is the dirtbag left, then that's the funniest thing. So I'd like made him super woke, even though he's just like obnoxious. So that was a lot of fun. Lady Frankenstein says the baby's healthy and doing fine. Found out it's a boy. I'm almost exactly 4 months along. Wow, congratulations, Lady Frankenstein. I'm really, really happy for you and glad that it's healthy. Glad that he's healthy indeed. How was your niece's christening? It was lovely. She was running up the aisle. She's a very happy little girl running around. And she knows a few words now, but she can't speak, which is interesting. If you say, where are your shoes? She points to her shoes and you go, where's your nose? And then she even knows that other people can have nose as well, because she's like, where's your nose? And she went, and then she booped my nose as well. I was like, she knows the words. But yeah, that was fun. And thank you, Dana K, for your super chat. Hi there, do you think you'll ever do a video on disability or non-able bodies and the discomfort around it? Maybe. I don't have any immediate plans to do any, but I did a video a while ago which used a disability scholar, Stacey Clifford Simperkin, and I got a lot of that. I would have to reread her work, because it was my first foray into disability studies, and I think, I'd need to go back and read it again. But I'm not going to rule it out. Anyway, Drivel the dirtbag leftist. Ian N. Drivel, obviously a pun on inane drivel. So some people were, since you've already brought up the shirt, this was actually one of my notes to self, is that a lot of people were asking like, why the hentai shirt? And I guess, so the order in which I did it was I knew I wanted that shirt for Drivel. I was like, because I just thought it would be obnoxious. And then when I was doing the transition-y bits, I might even be able to show you them. You know these bits with like you probably won't be able to hear anything, but these bits. When I was doing those, I knew I wanted the sound of my like white guys jerking off, strange white guys jerking off. I knew I wanted that. Because that just thought it'd be funny. And then this quote from Charles Mills about philosophy is just white guys jerking off. I was like, oh, that really fits. And like, if I just sort of lean in just a little bit and have like Catgirl imperative and like hentai pictures like flying across the screen, then I can make masturbation the theme of this video. There actually you can see. I'll just make sure you can. Yeah, you can see it there. You know, see that see those little pink bits that go boop and then boop across the screen. Those aren't meant to be there. That's my editing software like being unable to render it. I think for Christmas I need to get myself like a proper editing computer, because the whole I use Final Cut Pro, and every episode of Philosophy Tube ever has been made on this same 2011 MacBook. So I think I need an actual editing computer, because that's those little artifacts. That's just my computer like struggling, and especially the next video that's coming out in just under 2 weeks' time is that's really like stretched my editing software to the limit, and it like crashed out several times. So, Sismon Arabas, I probably mispronounced that. I'm sorry. Thank you for your super chat. Says, content warning, racism hentai is how all YouTube videos ought to begin. Lots of love from Warsaw. Oh, fantastic. I've never been to Warsaw. I have been to Krakow. It was very, very cold and dark. But there's a great bar in Krakow called Propaganda, where they have all the... Jordan Peterson, you'd love it. I know he's a big fan of streams, so I know he's watching. They have all the Soviet propaganda from the days when the town was occupied. And they put it all up on the walls. They saved it and put it up on the walls. So you can go to this bar that's just covered in Soviet propaganda. And I remember one night getting very, very pissed on vodka in Krakow. And my mate Chris was sick into a pint glass. It was very embarrassing. Yeah, that was a good night. 42 Believer, thank you for your super chat, says, thank you for being a great YouTube inspiration. I'm currently working on a documentary video about anti-vaxxers, and the dogmatism is astounding. Ooh, that would be a good topic. It seems to be making some kind of a resurgence recently. Yeah, that sounds cool. I did a video a while ago on like why do people believe in flat Earth, which was kind of nice. Like, why do people specifically believe in it, and more like why do people distrust science in the abstract? And I suppose a lot of that, so I'd kind of be treading all ground. But yeah. And Conrad May, thank you for your super chat, says, my partner literally bought a hentai shirt because of your video. I can only apologise, Conrad May. If it makes you feel better, I did not pay for mine. I got it free. From like a curse. It was passed on. What was I saying? Oh yes. Speaking of shirts. There's a little advert playing. Boop. Speaking of shirts. So I got a lot of comments about this shirt, which I have in my wardrobe, which I brought with me to the studio, and I didn't bring anything else other than that and the red one and the hentai shirt. And I have bulked up a little bit since I last wore that shirt, and I did not realise it was that tight until I put it on. I was like, well, I don't have a choice, so just gonna have to wear it. I actually got a message from Theron, who was watching the video and just sent me a picture of that particular bit. I was like, you're a snack. I was like, thank you. Tanning Chatham, thank you for your super chat. Great to know you're a fan of the show, wait. Oh, I see what you've done there. Nice. I was going to say, if Channing Tatum's watching this, he's probably like, that's not swole, this is swole. But it says $5 towards your new PC. Hopefully it's not a Mac. Love you, Daddy. Stay sexy. Thank you very, very much, Tanning Chatham. And I do indeed see what you have done there. So yeah, I did not realise that shirt was that tight until I put it on. But at that stage, it was too late. Peyton Macias, thank you for your super chat, says, will you ever do a video on esotericism? My dad is super into it. I don't know all that much about it, Peyton, but maybe I'll research it and get back to you. And Alex Austin says, send the shirt to Tom Scott. Happy Monday. Oh yeah, maybe it would fit him. Oh my god, super chat's flying in. Zendicrust, should anarcho-syndicalists drop the maligned anarcho? I really don't know. I don't know that much about it. I long term would love to do a project on communes and anarcho-syndicalism, but I don't have the I don't really have the resources to do that project right now. So, enough kind of like fun stuff. There were some like actual notes to self that I had, like mistakes and stuff that I could have done better for the Is Philosophy Just White Guys Jerking Off video. One of which was something that a lot of people pointed out, which is probably sometime around here. I talk about the journalist John Ronson, and I think I even hold up his book, which has his name on it, but I refer to him in the video as Ron Johnson. I did not realize that until the video was actually up and like out in the world. And someone was like, "Hey, you said Ron Johnson. It's John Ronson." So my apologies to journalist Ron Ronson, who is a big fan of the show. I know, for spoonerizing his name, even when it's on screen. I even went back and checked the raw footage, and it is in every take. I do it every single time. So my apologies. Totino's Pizza Roll says, "I'm a recent fan. Nice videos. Thank you for your super chat and welcome along. Glad to have you here as a recent fan." And I think that's Bob Ross as your picture. That's a weird coincidence. I was just watching Bob Ross this morning and thinking, I wish I could do that, but for philosophy. And Amelia Jane, always a stalwart member of the chat, and one of tonight's wonderful moderators. Tight shirt appreciation super chat. Also extra love for the goatee. Thank you. I've been thinking, every now and then I go through a phase of thinking I should shave my goatee off. You probably know I've been talking on Twitter recently about thinking about getting rid of it ever since that guy from the Young Turks just totally slagged me off on stream. Was like, "I'm glad Olly's got that dipshit goatee, because he's a snack, and otherwise I'd feel threatened." I was like, okay. So yeah, every now and then I go through a phase of like wanting to shave like everything below here off, because I'm like quite hairy. And for actors, hairy isn't really in at the moment. You know, if you watch like you Daniel Craig's and your Tom Hiddleston's, they're all like waxed. But yeah, it has its fans. And as I said on Twitter, my chest hair now has its own TV tropes entry. So someone's gonna have to mod that if I shave. Thank you to the people who set up my TV tropes page. Actually, that's really very kind. I'm sure that was some people in the chat. Hassan, it was Hassan, wasn't it, from the Young Turks? He was jealous of my goatee. Courtney Hammett, thank you for your super chat. Welcome along. Shot Phoenix says, "Olly, go on Hassan's stream." Yeah, when I get back from my holiday, we'll see about that. I messaged him earlier today, and he's like, "Yeah, cool, I might be keen." So I might need to watch a little bit of it. It's like the Young Turks and that whole, and things like the Young Turks and Chapo. I feel like Chapo are very American, and I feel like I don't really have an in to that, like Chapo and Destiny and Young Turks and that sort of bit of the left stuff. I feel like something I'd like to make more connections with, but I don't really have much of an in because it's very American in terms of like the stuff they cover, and so I'm often like a bit like lost if it's a 3-hour video about like some election in the US that I haven't heard about, that I don't really know where to start. So yeah, we shall see. I'd like to just make more friends, you know, on the internet. It's nice to have friends on the internet. So yes, one of the notes to self I had from this Philosophy Just White Guys Jerking Off video was that I did get John Ronson's name wrong. Yeah. And then I had some comments that I can show you as well. But first, Tanning Chatham's back with another super chat. Thank you. Please don't shave. Your goatee is one of the most beautiful things in existence. Well, thank you. I'm sure some people who've been in the chat for a long time will know that I grew it to be a Richard II and then just kept it. So it's like contouring, but just for my face. And Amelia Jane, thank you again for another super chat. Says, important question: do you have a favourite charity or a preferred cause? I'm tempted to say my usual go-to is the Alzheimer's Society, because, you know, someone in my family had Alzheimer's, and I'm tempted to go that. I might be tempted to say the Trevor Project. I know Nat donates all her t-shirt profits to the Trevor Project, which sounds like a good thing. Maybe could be tempted to go with the Samaritans as well, for reasons that'll be obvious if you've seen my Cosmonaut video. Yeah, a few, I think. Should probably get some more environmental ones. That'd be nice. But Oh, Historicism says you'd be a great Richard II. Well, thank you. I wasn't actually playing Richard II. The part of Richard II was played by a woman actually, and done very, very well. I was Sir Thomas Mowbray, and had a lot of fun with that, which was good fun. So I think now I can show you some comments that I've saved. Hey, nice. If I can only find my window, then I can. Hey, there it is. There was some nice. Well, these are all for a little bit later. Oh yeah, so here's a nice one. This again was under his Philosophy Just White Guys Jerking Off video. Michelangelo wanted to add how they had experiences of women and people of colour in academia being treated poorly or kind of looked down on, and that was kind of relevant to the sorry, Ivan Arsaldias, I'll try and talk slower. And that was relevant to what I was talking about, philosophy being very white, and tending to sort of favour white voices and white perspectives. So I was really grateful that Michelangelo provided that extra perspective. And if you are interested in that sort of thing, about what it is to be a woman in philosophy, or to be a person of colour doing sort of academic philosophy, then there's a WordPress called beingawomaninphilosophy.wordpress.com, which is just full of, I think it's kind of like the Everyday Sexism Project. It collates a lot of stories about women in philosophy, and also the Minorities and Philosophy blog. If you just Google Minorities and Philosophy blog, the MIP blog, it comes up, and I just had an article published in the Minorities and Philosophy blog, which I wrote as a breakup letter to academic philosophy about how me and academic philosophy aren't getting back together. I could tell you stories about that article, but I can't because I would get a friend of mine in trouble. But yeah, if you're interested, go read it. It's on the MAP blog, Minorities and Philosophy blog. Black Goat 666, hey Black Phillip, thank you for your super chat. Says, I love your channel. You inspired me to start making stuff. Hey, awesome. I want to use my real name because it'd be good for my comedy career, but I'm scared of getting doxxed. Yeah. Funnily enough, when I started doing stand-up, I had a fake name, and then dropped it because it was shit. And I also, sounds weird now that I have, changed my name and everyone knows me as Oliver Thorne. But I actually had another, stage name before that, which never really stuck. Which I never really liked. I just sort of chose it more or less at random. Changing a name's a funny decision. It's an interesting one. I was chatting with a girl a while ago who's a lawyer who's thinking about doing a creative career, and is thinking about changing her name too. It's a funny thing to have to consider. Anyway, Becca Mullen, thank you for your super chat. Says, hi Ollie, I've been watching your videos for a while. This is the first time I've made it to a stream. Well, I'm really glad to have you here, Becca. Welcome along to your first stream. Hope you find it suitably relaxing and fun. Your videos have helped me enormously, both academically and emotionally. Thanks and much love. Well, thank you, Becca, for your lovely super chat and for being here for the first time. Oh, that's exciting. I'm glad that a lot of people have made it the first time. Maybe it's because we're doing it on a Tuesday and different people are free. But yeah, welcome along, all you newbies. Glad to have you here. What else did I have? Oh, that sounds like a cheeky advert playing. Let's skip that and go straight to some more chill. So, go straight to the chill. What else do we have here? We've got... oh no, that's for a different one as well. Oh yeah, Horizonberg. Can you see that okay? Shall I just... Oh no, you can see it okay, cool. I'll just zoom in a little bit. But Horizonberg wanted to ask... if we're teaching students about Kant's racism, do we want to front load that? Should that be the first thing we tell students? Because maybe people would have a tendency to go, oh, he's racist, I'm not going to listen, I'm just going to write it off. And yeah, maybe. That's an interesting... So Horizonberg seems to think that the philosophy should just be focused on the philosophy. I kind of get where they're coming from. I guess my curiosity would be that, I mean, I think the stuff about counter-racism and like who is part of his moral system is part of the philosophy. Like I explained in the video, you know, it opens us up to critiquing him in new ways that we wouldn't really get to do if we didn't acknowledge his shortcomings. In his book, Charles Mills has this really great example, and he even says, I know it's gauche to compare people to Hitler, but he's like, I'm not. He's like saying, he says, I'm not comparing Kant to Hitler. I'm just saying that if somebody said, you know, Hitler had this moral system, this political moral system worked out, and it was X, Y, and Z, and like didn't mention that part of the system was that it deliberately excluded a whole bunch of people, i.e. fatally, then there'd be something weird about that. There'd be something weird about teaching, like, here's the, like, Nazi economics, and not mentioning the other stuff. Or like saying, oh, Mussolini made the trains run on time, and like talking about Italian fascist train schedules, without talking about like who's allowed to ride the train, right? So he says there's just, and Mills just kind of leaves it whatever it is. There's just something weird about that. So again, similarly, I think there is something weird about teaching Kant and like not acknowledging the fact that he didn't think everyone was included in this system. So I get that, and I'm interested in the concern that like when exactly do we bring this up? I think that's a matter for more skilled teachers than me. But yeah, that I think is cool. But I still think it's like it's relevant to the philosophy. Anyway, we've got some super chats coming in. Benjamin Hbomb, hey, I remember you from a previous super chat. I think welcome back. Considering where you are now, do you think not getting into Oxbridge, like you've said in vlogs, has put you in a better position than if you had? Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody says that. Everybody doesn't get into Oxbridge is like, yeah, best thing that ever happened to me. Like, and everyone, you know, they say everyone's happy where they end up. And I was very happy at St Andrews for the most part. I mean, academically, and I had fun there. But yeah, who knows? Maybe Philosophy Tube wouldn't exist if I'd gotten that interview with was it Dr. Mehmet? Dr. Mehmet and I want to say Mehmet and Teal were the two people who interviewed me at Oxford. Yeah, didn't give it to me. So whatever. Life would be very different. And hey, if I hadn't started Philosophy Tube, life would be so different. I wouldn't have met all of you. It would be a real shame. Amelia Jane, thank you for your super chat again. Says, you said Tuesday again. Are you sure that your trip is tomorrow? No, I'm sorry. It is definitely tomorrow. Corey Campbell for your super chat disappears. Says, thanks for all you do. Hi from PDX. I don't know where that is. It sounds like a file type, but hey, if you're stuck in a PDX, then we'll all double click and get you out. Thank you for your super chat. Yes, my trip is definitely tomorrow. Yeah, I'm definitely going on Tuesday. I definitely fly tomorrow. I've been looking forward to it for ages. So yes, I'm definitely going tomorrow. I just don't know what day it is. Yeah. Oh, Zoe B says, did you find the book you read on the history of anti-Semitism good? So I'm currently working my way through it, and it's an audio book. So I'm listening to it like on the tube and in the gym, which is quite weird. Like I listen to it while I do my gym stuff. So I now I can't listen to the history of anti-Semitism without also thinking about deadlifts, which is really odd that's been married in my brain now. But I'm only like a slight part way through it. I'm making some notes towards a video on anti-Semitism. Who knows whether that will ever materialise? Because I have notes towards episodes on a lot of stuff that never happens, or only happens years and years later. The next video that's coming out, the very special one that I'll tell you about later, has been at least a year in the making, and was originally going to be something very different. But yeah, we shall see. I have been enjoying it. Neil Sulcer. Again, I'm sorry, I'm murdering all those names tonight. Thank you for your super chat. Hey Ollie, do you ever get the feeling that it's unwise to criticise those who are planning with voting with you anyhow? Well, probably depends on the context, Niall. And yes, depends on what you mean by criticism as well. I imagine there are probably a few people who would vote the same way I would vote, but who nevertheless I might be like, come on, let's just radicalise you a little bit there. I'm working on radicalising Jazza John. And Hank Green. Yeah, so it depends, I think. More super chats. Thank you for your generosity tonight. Melvin Linderoth, what a cool name. You've strolled straight out of Skyrim. Says, new to philosophy, where should I start? Melvin, you're in the right place, my friend. Follow your curiosity. Melvin. Everyone's like, you must read like X, Y, and Z, the classic text. Go with what you're curious with. I find that's the best way to learn, is follow the curiosity and the joy, and see what strikes your fancy. And Monty, thank you for your super chat. Oh, they're scrolling past so fast. Have you read The Dictator's Handbook? I have not. Sorry. Maybe I'll put it on the list. Phil Orton, thank you for your super chat. After seeing your recent work, particularly the security one, I'm starting video work on my art course. Do you have any advice for directing actors? So much! Learn how actors think and move, and be nice to them. Give them notes in language they can understand. Sometimes directors are very kind of cool and good and have a nice plan, but don't really know how like actor speak works. So maybe I'd say like, maybe study acting, or kind of familiarise yourself with acting a little bit and kind of learn where your actors are coming from, what sort of wavelength they're going on. Yeah, it also depends what kind of training your actors have received and so on. So yeah, but I would say good general advice is learn to speak to your actors. Learn the language of acting. Zoe Adams says, your video on Why Do I Hate Myself made me cry. I have body dysmorphia and it really helped me, thank you. Well, Zoe, I'm really glad it could help you. I'm sorry that it made you cry. It was tough for me as well. And you know what? Some of the stuff I talked about in that video has come up with my therapist recently too. So it's quite interesting. I actually finish my therapy course tomorrow. Have my final session, and then I'm released into the public, and I get straight on a plane and leave. So yeah, it's been interesting looking back on that video from the point of view of having done a therapy and having done a therapy. I've done a hecking therapy, and figured out where a lot of those ideas came from, which surprised me. Mr. Not Good Enough. Yeah, found out a little bit about who's been writing his script and where those ideas came from, which was interesting. But I'm really glad it could help you, Zoe. And René Monsayo says, when you're more of a racist Kant than Nietzsche. Indeed, René. Indeed. Oh my word. I'm never going to get to my notes to self because there's so many super chats. Radical Bacon says, what would LeftTube be without you and Nat? Distinctly more dull. Well, actually, no. LeftTube existed before me or Nat. PBS Idea Channel is, I think, the original LeftTube. Mike Rugnetta, the original OG LeftTuber, the first. The granddaddy of LeftTube. Yeah, it would. So probably it would be fine. It would still be very good. Yeah. Haiku Marco, thank you for your super chat. No comment, but just cheers anyway. And Alex Vargas says, what do you think about the book Confession of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins? What I think about it, Alex, is that I've just heard about it for the first time in my life, but it sounds like a really cool title. Yes, I am sure that my therapy is tomorrow. It is Monday today. Tomorrow I get up, I have therapy, and then I'm out of here. So I'm on holiday. Fresh Arch says, aren't you scared leaving therapy? I was super scared. Scared? No. I think I'm, I'd like to get a few more, but I've reached my limit. I've had all the ones I can have, and my therapist has been really, really good. Those of you who follow me on Tumblr know that every time I come back from therapy, I make some joke post about it. So yeah, she's really excellent, and it's really, yeah, and mind blowing. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, so everyone go on Twitter and tweet that at Mike Rugnetta. Yeah, go. Tell Mike Rugnetta he's a legend, because he is. He's also super nice in person. If you ever get a chance to meet him, Mike, I've had the pleasure of meeting Mike twice, and he's a good friend and a good man and a damn good creator. And if you've never heard of him, his name is Mike Rugnetta. Rugnetta is spelt exactly how you think it is, like rug on the floor and then N-E-T-T-A. And he does an awesome podcast as well, called Reasonably Sound. I have a Reasonably Sound t-shirt in my closet, which is really cool. It's all about like the history and the science of audio. So he does one on like ice cream jingles, and he does one on applause and just like different cool sounds. It's really cool, really good idea for a podcast. Like, and his voice is, I mean, you think my voice is good? Mike's really, really cool. But yeah. Shall we? Did I have any more notes to myself. Oh, hey, am I still stuck up in the corner for you? Why don't we just... Hey there. That's a little better, isn't it? Sorry about that. Left you hanging out there in the corner. Jake Brethren says, what's your Tumblr? Just Real Philosophy Tube on Tumblr. Yeah, if you fancy following it. It's I only have a few thousand followers on Tumblr, so it tends to like get all the weird, intimate stuff that I don't post anywhere else. I keep off Twitter. I'm getting more reserved with Twitter now. I'm using it less because it's just like bad for my brain. So I'm like on it less now, and I'm also just like tweeting less because it's gotten to the stage now where like no matter what I tweet, there's always going to be like 3 or 4 people who are like, how could you say that? Who've like gotten the wrong end of the stick, just because that's the sort of size it's at. So yeah, I tend to like doing Tumblr, just because it's more chill, and people are really nice. That's nice. Just a bit of blackcurrant juice. Do not tweet. It's good advice. It's damn good advice. Do not tweet. Hey, why don't I just move the pop filter a little closer so we can get a little closer. There we go. Nice. Did I have any more notes to myself about is philosophy just white guys joking off? I don't think I did. James Simpson, thank you for your super chat. Hey Ollie, your channel is so enlightening. How would you specifically describe your political position? Well, James, I would describe it privately and carefully. And Jay Nurple says, thank you for your super chat from New Zealand. Hey, New Zealand, one of my favourite countries in the world. Have you heard about Earthstrike and Extinction Rebellion? What are your thoughts and are you involved? I'm not involved. I've only just seen it mentioned on Twitter. I've not had time yet to look into it. I'm sorry. But hey, big love to New Zealand. Rose H super chat says, I've been watching a while but totally new to the whole streaming malarkey. Your video essays are superb and you deserve that holiday. Well, Rose, thank you very much for coming along. Welcome to your first ever stream. I'm so glad to have so many people here for the first time tonight. That's really nice. Oh, great. Welcome along. The chat's having a grand old time tonight. It's a really positive, nice little chat. Okie dokie. Well, speaking of getting closer and my voice, let's shall I show you the special thing yet? Not yet, I don't think. How long have we been going? We've only been going like 40 minutes. It's not yet time to show you the special thing in tonight's stream. Not yet, but soon. Scott MacArthur, your first stream too. Welcome along, Scott. I tell you what, let's go back and we'll go into Reform or Revolution, an ASMR guided meditation. We'll talk a little about that. Amelia Jane, again with a super chat, thank you, sis. Do you ever think you really grasp exactly how big your impact on some people is, and how much your presence in our existence changes it for the better? Well, that's really kind of you to say, Amelia. Sometimes I do. In fact, my next video is kind of about that in a way. More so recently. That's been a weird side effect of the therapy, actually, is that I'm more open to like people giving me positive feedback, which is nice. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I do. And I try, sometimes when I'm like, wish I could have this with the channel, or I wish I could do this, or, why don't I have that? I'm like, well, no, chill. I was actually out with a journalist the other night who I can't tell you all the details of it, but let's go back to full screen. I'll tell you this. But I was out with a journalist the other night who had interviewed me for something, and his editor had said, no, we're not going to publish it. So he bought me a couple of drinks just to kind of make up for it. And I was saying, I've had a few doors shut in my face recently with the channel, and he was really nice. He was saying, like, don't doubt your efficacy. Like, you're really doing good things with the channel, and that was really nice to hear. Edith Spencer, thank you for your super chat. Cheers from Portland, which is PDX. Thank you for the meditation, and I did use it for yoga. Hey, great. Dave S says, thank you for your super chat. Says, you've been a significant factor in bringing me ideologically to the left. And furthermore, I'm a fellow astronaut. Your video on mental health had a huge impact to me. I can't thank you enough. Well, thank you, Dave. I'm really glad that one in particular meant a lot to you. It's obviously meant a huge amount to me, and glad that you've, glad that your political views have changed as well. It's good to have you here. And Alex Finch, thank you for your super chat. You and Natalie both use a very distinct purple-blue lighting scheme. Are there particular advantages to this when filming, or is it just a shared aesthetic? I can show you the advantages. I can show you them now. Purple light is really, really flattering on the skin. Really, really flattering. It's very relaxing, so I can change the colour of this light right now. So let me just change it to green. There you go. Like, look at my skin there. It looks so much worse now, like under green. Like you can see all the I'm wearing makeup, but you can still see like the imperfections on the skin. Like, doesn't it look really sort of sallow and not very nice? Blue's quite nice. Blue's good. Why don't we have a bit of? Let me just skip this advert. So blue's quite nice. We could have a little bit of blue if you want. Blue. Let's see if we can do blue and red. That's kind of nice, isn't it? But yeah, blue and pink, really, really flattering on the skin. See, I'm looking at it again now, and I'm like, I don't know if blue's as good as pink. I like the pink. Let's have it back. Yeah, see? Doesn't it look fucking good? Oops, sorry. There, doesn't that look nice? It's really, really good for the skin. That's why I use it. Oh my gosh, super chats flying in at a rate of knots that I'm struggling to keep up with. Meme Master Pullen says Edinburgh versus St Andrews. Who wins and why is it Edinburgh? Also, first stream gang. Edinburgh is dead nice. I'll give you that. You do have the Edinburgh Fringe, which is really cool. That's really, really nice. St Andrews has better brownie. Theo Dillon says if it's your first time, you have to send $5. Those are the rules. Those are absolutely not the rules. But thank you, Theo. Alex Austin says I work in equality and diversity. I have a job interview at Parliament. Whoa! If I get it, should I take it? I don't know the specifics though. But congratulations on getting the interview anyway. So I'm struggling to keep up with all of these. Nate Chartier says, hi Ollie, I used an Elon Musk video to talk about rainbow capitalism in my women, gender and sexuality studies class. It worked really well. Hey, I'm really glad. I always love it when people bring up my videos in classes. That always makes me feel really nice. My old uni actually added me to the university philosophy reading list recently, which was very, very flattering. I was very pleased at that. I'll just make the music a little more chill. It was a little hectic there. And Pastor Punk says, what are your thoughts on the Zapatistas? I have not studied them enough, Pastor Punk. I will have to. Okay. Whew. Sorry, with the lighting I got a little caught up there. I'm very sorry if I missed anybody's super chat there while I was playing with the lights. Anyway, hey. Let's talk about reform or revolution and ASMR. Guided meditation. So I guess, what were my notes to self? So I guess it's still early days. It's only been out for a few days. It's only got like 30,000 views at the moment, and it's gone over like pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, it's an experiment. I'm not planning on doing any more. Don't worry, I'm not going to be like an ASMR channel or anything. Yeah, some people really liked it, said it was a worthwhile experiment. Some people were like, no, this kind of doesn't work for me. Some people found that ASMR and meditation makes them anxious, and so it wasn't accessible. So I tried to provide a transcript for that. So yeah, I'm glad that some people kind of rolled with it and found it cool. I guess I decided to make it that way for a couple of reasons. I mean, firstly, when I realized I wanted to do a video about reform or revolution, I was like, oh man, people are gonna blow up at this. It's gonna the comments are gonna be furious. So I was like, how can I make this even more chill? How can I make this the most chill thing, so that people won't kick off, so people will be talking about the chill, and that the ideas are almost coming in over your shoulder. So yeah, that I kind of decided to make it like that. Also, I've just been doing more guided meditation recently. Again, like the therapist said, it's time to get back in the habit. I used to do it, stopped, and now I'm getting back into it. So initially, I just thought this would be a really funny joke to do like a joke meditation, but then I was like, no, like run with it. Like see what happens if I just do it seriously, or like almost entirely seriously, and just commit to it. Make it unironic. Make it unironically relaxing. Kareem L. Hawaiian, thank you for your super chat. Says, what's the difference between ethics and morals? I think morals are like principles, whereas ethics are probably like trying to be more action guiding. I don't know. Sorry, just a brief interruption. Yeah, the meditation. I wanted to make something totally new that nobody had made before. Those are the videos I really like making, like the cosmonaut one, where like nobody has ever done it in this way before. This is a totally new thing. So yeah, that was part of what spurred me to do it. I was like, make like a really serious guided meditation about it. It's an experimentation with intimacy as well. It reflects the way that people often, I think, watch YouTube videos like alone with headphones and a laptop, and I was like, I know a lot of people come to me for chill as well, especially in the live streams. So I just thought, what happens if I just push the intimacy and push the chill just a little bit? I think it actually works in terms of the content on some interesting levels, but I'll get to that in a second. First of all, Ned Proffer, thank you for your super chat, says, do you know of W.G. Siebold? Fascinating writer. I don't, but thank you very much. I will see if I can check him out. Jacob Winter, thank you for yours. Your Antifa video allowed me to win a debate with my extended family. I'm really glad that helped. And Amelia Jane, again with a super chat, says, the whole ASMR meditation thing made me cry. That's very interesting. You weren't the only person to say that. In fact, I can show you somebody else who said that as well. It was Deadhead Animation. Can you see that okay? Yeah. It says yeah, that it made them cry, which I was interested in. That wasn't a reaction I anticipated. I didn't set out to make anyone do that. But yeah, I'm glad that it helped. People said it helped them cry in a good way, so I was interested in that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't really have much to like add to that, except that I'm interested. I'm curious about it. I'm glad that I'm glad something I can make can help people with that. Jessica Winsec, thank you for your super chat. What do you think of the classist implication of super chats enabling people with more money to get more attention? I talked to Peter Coffin about converting capital into social capital. That's his wheelhouse. I guess I know I've seen some people who do streams and they get super chats and they don't acknowledge it. For me, if somebody's sending me money, then I want to acknowledge them. I guess that kind of does sort of turn it into a marketplace, doesn't it? Yeah, it's fraught. I'll have a good think about that. But yeah, thank you. Somebody in the chat has noticed I love my job.png. Yeah, I saved this. Thank you very much at wall-to-wall saving on Twitter for this, which was I cried. This is when I cried. I cried in my kitchen. My flatmates were like, what is it? And I was like, I've just been sent this, and like, wow, I love my job. I'm so glad that the idea that a YouTube video that I made, the idea that a YouTube video helped someone, even in a tiny way, reconcile with their family, like, that. I hope I will carry that with me to the grave. Print this tweet out and stick it in my coffin. Yeah. It was fun. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a fantastic tweet. Thank you to Wall to Wall Saving. It meant a huge amount to me. Nice. Did I have any other notes to myself from the meditation video? I think I did. Oh yeah. So something that was quite interesting was a lot of the people who came to the video early, the kind of early viewing crew, were pretty divided. They would tend to be the people who were like either had strong opinions one way or the other. But since then, in the last few days, the people who were coming to it later and who say that they are really putting in the time to actually do the meditation, not just like watch it as a joke, but like really do it, have said that they got a lot out of it, which I've really, really appreciated. So I got the impression that people watch YouTube videos quite passively, because I do. I often put them on in the background when I'm like cooking or something. There's very, very few channels that actually sit down and be like, I'm going to watch it. And I was like, well, what if I make something where you can't watch it passively, because you won't, if you just watch it and you just kind of in the background, it's just me meditating for half an hour. You only get the maximum amount out of it if you actually engage with it. So somebody was like, it's really boring to look at it. And I was like, yeah, you're going to close your eyes. Like, I wanted to make something that like, that required a little bit different interaction from an audience. And some people find that experiment cool, and some people didn't. In fact, one really important note that I definitely wanted to touch on was a note from somebody called Mikey Barnes, who, because I said people being aware of their chest, as a trans guy, found that to be quite upsetting. Wait, I can show you it. Voila, there it is. So thank you to Mikey Barnes for leaving that. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I was creating stuff in the style of the guided meditations that I use, which use that phrase a lot. But yeah, as somebody with a relatively large trans audience, I should have realised that. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. Yeah, thank you for bringing me up on that. And I'm not planning on doing any more guided meditation videos. But if I did, I'll definitely bear that in mind. So cheers. Thank you for that. That was a very, very important point. Speaking of emotional impact of the video as well, Isabel Blabel said that as a Brazilian, it came at just the right time, and that they really appreciated that relaxing tone. So yeah, I'm really glad that could help too. Again, that was something I wanted to do, was like create a very chill way of thinking about reform versus revolution. I said I was going to talk about how the content kind of works with it. So as I was doing the research, before I realised I wanted to do it as a meditation, before I realised I wanted to do it as a meditation, I was reading Lenin and Luxemburg and Engels and all the people I cite, and they do talk a lot about like people stress about the past or people stress about the future, but like the focus is on the here and now. They do kind of talk about that, and there is like on some level the content, it did actually work. I was like, I do want people to obviously learn from history and still plan and so on, but at the same time, like, there's a way of doing that which is open-minded and curious and calm, rather than that opens you up rather than shuts you down. Because anxiety can be quite like, what if this, and then you don't do anything. Like I know, like, having just done all this therapy, like, where are my avoidances and so on. We spent a couple of weeks like figuring out what the issue was. We spent a couple of weeks on avoidance, and we spent a couple of weeks on trauma, which has been a barrel of laughs, as I'm sure you can imagine. But when during the avoidances bit, I was writing this episode, and I was like, people do kind of avoid that sort of thing, and get anxious about it. So I thought, in a way, it did actually work. It wasn't just an experimentation with form. I actually believe that the content is. I do think it fits. Apparently my ASMR voice needs work, which is a fair criticism. It's not something I've done a lot of before. I don't watch a lot of ASMR. It's not something I'm massively into. I don't think I have the response that it entails. It doesn't really do much for me. Some whispers do, but that's a different thing. Some people have fantastic voices for whispering. Anyway. Hope915. Thank you for your super chat. Your videos helped me rebuild and reaffirm my empathy and moral values after I left the alt-right sphere. Wow! Hope915. I'm really glad that you. You know, I don't want to say I'm really glad you left because I'm sure it was important to you and that it meant a lot. But I'm really glad that you're here. Hope 915. I'm really honoured I could help with that. Can I ask about your experience with that? I mean, I was never in the alt-right, thankfully. You know, I used to be more right-wing than I am now. And it was sort of a long, slow journey out. Yeah. Some videos I kind of have planned might touch on that a little bit. I think at some point in the new year it might finally be time for me to do a video about Jordan Peterson. And I think I found my angle with it, finally. In the last couple of days it came to me and I was like, yes, that is what the Philosophy Tube video on Jordan Peterson will be about. So I'm not making any promises or giving any dates or anything, but yeah, maybe at some point there'll be an excuse to talk more about my own kind of journey a little bit more. Yeah. Did I have any more notes to myself from the meditation video? I guess not, because it's kind of early days. Yeah, there's something about class consciousness and presentness that resonates nicely, which is good. Hey, before we move on to the really special thing of tonight's stream, though, I have a question from Andrew Bosco, who's a patron of the show, who was so generous with their pledge. They get to ask me a question that I'll answer on stream. And Andrew Bosco asks, and you can help me answer this, chat, if somebody made a super intelligent AI and then made it read every work of philosophy, or released all the ones of genuine merit, and the AI didn't place a value bias on any particular work, would that AI be a good person? And would it do anything that is concerning to the public critics of AI? Woof. What a question, Andrew Bosco. Thank you for asking it. Immediately I can see some like data set problems, because like if you first of all, you'd have to identify what is and what isn't a work of philosophy, which is like if you show an AI every work of philosophy, for instance, are you going to show it my videos or not? Are my videos works of philosophy? Are Nat's? Are Peter's? Like, immediately I can be like, somebody's got to make that call. Somebody's got to bias the data set some way. And then all the ones of genuine merit, it's like, who's deciding that, my old son? So that's, first of all, that's all very, very difficult. It's a very fun question to consider, people in the chat are saying, and yes, it certainly is. Would that AI be a good person, assuming we could solve those problems? Well, I don't know. It would depend how we told it to weigh stuff up. Also, I don't know. Can somebody be good if they can't take any actions? If the AI is just in a computer and can't, like, affect the world, is it capable of being good? Does being good require you to be able to do stuff? Interesting question. I don't know. Pop Daisy says, let AI say fuck. I don't know, Andrew Bosco. It's a very interesting question. It would be cool to see. I would be interested to see what would happen if you ran, neural nets. How they like get them to write scripts for stuff. That would be kind of cool. I'd like to see like if you gave an AI a whole lot of philosophy, what would it write? That would be kind of fun. I don't think it would really tell us anything that important, but I just think it would be funny. Rene Mosiah back again in the super chat says combine Jordan Peterson with Jordan Lee Peterson. Maybe we'll see. I don't really have an idea for the form of the Peterson episode. I think I know roughly what angle I want to go at it from. I've ordered his book. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow, and I'm hoping to read it on the plane, but I don't think it's actually going to arrive in time. So I might have to read it over Christmas. A bit of Christmas Peterson. Hope915. Jordan Peterson was exactly the video I need for a friend of mine. So your answer was $5 well spent. Have another $5 because I like your moxie. Thanks, Hope915. I like your moxie. I tell you what. Oh, hey, Likeable Stranger says, can you do a video on deep ecology and social ecology? We're fucked climate change-wise. Well, I could do one on that, but I happen to know another YouTuber who I won't name is planning a video on climate change. as we speak, and indeed may even be editing it right now. So hold your horses, because that video is coming, but not from me. Hawkeye, maybe. So Orum's production value is asking for some clarification on terminology. Is Nat ContraPoints? Yes. Nat's ContraPoints. And Peter is Peter Coffin, who is a left tuber with a beard. Okay. So Nat already said on Chapo that she's doing one on climate change. Okay, cool. Amelia Jane says a big final super chat because I'm going to be broke in December. Stop giving me your money then, Amelia. Save it. Buy presents for people. I hope you know and never doubt your intellectual influence, but also how much you've shown me people can be decent and to trust and let them in more. Well, Amelia, I'm glad that I could parasocially show you that. I'm really glad you came up to me at Summer in the City. Yeah, it was Summer in the City, wasn't it? That was fun. See you at the next one, hopefully. Michael Doucette says, would you consider yourself to be a philosopher? Mebs. Probably not. Actually, because I just don't feel like when people ask me what I am, I say I'm a professional actor and that I teach YouTube for my money job. I do YouTube for my money job. I mean, that makes it sound bad. I do YouTube as well, and I absolutely freaking love it. It's great. It's like the best job ever. My next video is all about it. But yeah, I just tell people I'm an actor, and they go, ooh. It's really cool. Hawkeye. Before I show you the really, really special thing, for those of you for whom it's your first stream, sometimes we like to have candles. So here's a little candle. They're not scented, unfortunately, because my scented candles have run out. I've put some scented candles on my Christmas list and sent that Christmas list to several people. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be inundated with scented candles come Christmas. Hey, isn't that nice? Nice. Isn't that chill? Hey, they do smell good though, even if they aren't scented. Okie dokie. Well then, we've been here an hour, so maybe it's time to show you the special thing. Am I all caught up on Super Chats, first of all? No, one more for Terry James says, thank you, Terry James, for your Super Chat. If animals have rights, would that apply to those who lose their homes to agriculture and human housing? Yeah, I mean, I've never seen an animal rights argument that divided them on the basis of what caused their. I suppose it would be more like a libertarian thing, wouldn't it, to divide them on the cause of their displacement, I suppose, or treatment. Usually they go on can they suffer? So that would be an unusual approach to it, but yeah, maybe. Kit Thornton, thank you for your super chat as well. Hey, cool picture. If our people aren't perceptive and diligent enough to call with near unanimity for the resignation of Trump, how can they manage themselves collaboratively in the way that anarchism envisions? Interesting question. I guess a lot of anarchists or anarchist theorists that I've met and I've spoken to and read, it's like a gradual ratcheting up. It's like a teaching rather than boom, anarchy, sort yourself out. It's more about fostering community engagement and so on. And also I don't know, don't underestimate people's ability to manage themselves collectively as well. And for people to learn new things quickly too. Yeah, maybe we'll find out. Kit Thornton. But hey, I'm getting caught up in these super chats, and I promised to. Oh my word! Cybernetic Qualinaut. Thank you for that astonishingly generous super chat. Wow. Thank you. No words. Just thanks. Wow. Thank you. Whoa. Thanks very much. That's really, really generous of you. don't know what to say. Except that on that note, let's talk about the special thing. So, I've said already that I'm going on holiday tomorrow. Going away. And as a consequence, I have my next video is like pretty much ready. It's pretty much ready to go. I am so revved for it. It's really good. It's really, I don't want to blow my trumpet, but like it's really good, guys. And I'm excited for you to see it. I'm hoping to do a live premiere of it, like last time. In fact, will I be back in time to do that? I think I will. So I leave tomorrow, and then that's a Friday, and then that's a Friday. Yeah, I'll be back in time. So I'll probably do a good good little live premiere thing. That'll be fun. But yeah, the next video is really, really cool. It's I don't know if I should tell you what it's about. Maybe I should just show you the screenshots that I've got to show you. I know the chat. I knew the live stream chat is gonna love this because of the outfits involved. So why don't I show you some screenshots very quickly of the next video. I've got them all kind of geared up.
If you're a YouTuber, you're probably using this.
Hey, check it out.
So you should start using this.
Advert came in at just the right time then, nice. So, I wonder if I probably shouldn't give you any context for this. Maybe I should just let you look at it. But yeah, that is a screenshot from the next episode. Which I know you're all gonna like. I knew you, Amelia, would enjoy it, especially because of the leather jacket. But there's more. There's more. There's your boy. There's your boy in handcuffs. Maybe I'll move myself down here. Hey, wee. Yeah, that's the second of the. There's three characters. There's three characters in this video. But yeah. And then there's the third. Oh no, I accidentally moved him. There we go, he's back. There he is. There's the third. And then I can be up here. Whee! There's the third. The eye patch. I think you got me that eye patch, Amelia. But yeah. This video is going to have 3 different characters in it, or arguably 2. You'll see. It's a dialogue scene. Yeah, the editing's been really, really cool. It's like almost melted my computer several times to make this. It's maybe if you want to get a sneak preview of it, it's a dialogue scene. It's like a full 30-minute, 3-character like film crew, the whole works. And it's based on a play by Martin McDonagh called The Pillow Man. So if you check out The Pillow Man, you might be able to get a little sneak preview of it. Somebody says, will it be like a contra dialogue? Not really, no. It's dialogue, but it's different sort of a beast. It's a different beast than that. Yeah, you'll see. And also, like, I talk a little bit about like my approach to using characters versus like other YouTubers' approach, because just as a okay, so maybe I'll tell you the title. Go on, as long as you don't tell anyone. The title is YouTube Art or Reality, and it's very much you remember Lindsay's video on authenticity? So I left a comment under Lindsay's video being like, I have a really different approach to what authenticity is on YouTube because I'm an actor and we have like a weird relationship with truth as well. So it's kind of about the philosophy of acting and how that applies to YouTube, authenticity, what like parasocial relationships, all that good jazz. But yeah, it's like half hour long. I did catch it, Amelia, don't worry. It says, damn it, Dad, thank you for your super chat. It's full 3-character. There's a song at the end, which Zoe Blade has done, and I'm singing in it. There's this. which almost melted my computer. That's yeah. This took me so long. Like when you see it, like there's all kinds of stuff happening on the screen at this point, and it like, yeah. There's that, and then there's that one, just to show you the police badge there. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. There is singing. There's some. Zoe's done some incredible synth, like, yeah. Greta Gibson says, which one of your characters was your favourite to play? One of them has an accent, so that one, the one with an accent, does. You will see. I don't want to give too much away, and the names as well are fun. But yeah, that's wow. There's some very, very horny chat going on. I'm really glad that people are excited. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's going to be really fun. I'm really, really glad with how it turned out. It took a long time to edit it all together. That's a damn good shot with the smoke. Oh, love it. Yeah, it's good fun. Those fingerless gloves. Those are just. I've just been wearing those around London because they're quite warm. They're nice. Yeah, there we go. And that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. Special preview, just for the horny people in the chat. But yeah, that will come out on I think December the 7th. It'll probably be out early for $15 plus patrons, as per. So yeah, this Friday is the 7th, and then wait, what? I've lost track of the days again. Help me. Today's Monday. Friday is the 7th. So this episode should be due out on the... What? I see, I'm looking at the wrong week. Okay, this Friday is the 30th, so there will not be an episode then. And this episode that we've just showed you will be out on December the 7th. Okie dokie. This video is going to get the weirdest fan art. Probably, yeah. People are thirsty. People are thirsty as heck. But yeah. Yes, that'll come out on December the 7th. There'll be a nice live chat, live event for it. Yeah, it'll be fun. Wish someone looked at me. Tom Hall, what are you talking about? Wait, whoa, has there just been another super chat from... Oh my word! From Centerfire. Thank you for that. I just noticed that. A £50 super chat says, instead of giving AI knowledge of all philosophy, why not give it zero knowledge of philosophy, no human input, with the AI independently forming philosophical questions about consciousness be proof that it's conscious? I don't know if what would it, if you just told it to do nothing? Like, what would it do? You'd have to tell it how to be like curious and what to investigate, I suppose. So I don't know. I don't know if that would really work. It'd be interesting though. It'd be like that movie Stealth. That was terrible. Bold of you to assume people haven't already drawn you in leather. I don't know if they have. They haven't shown me if they have. But yeah, the TV tropes page will need some updating with some new characters, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun video. I'm looking forward to it. And then I think when I get back, I'm gonna film my last two of the year, which are maybe I shouldn't tell you what those are gonna be about. Oh, what? No, I can. I can tell you my penultimate video of the year is going to be a collaboration with Mexi. That's going to be fun. I've got a weird idea for that. It's not written yet. And then my last one's going to be probably going to be about the royal family. I'd like it to be about royalty and the royal family. And also about Christmas. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. You're getting all the sneak previews tonight, chat. Peter Benzoni says, how comfortable... Thank you for your super chat, Peter. How comfortable are you with the parasocial sexy daddy relationship you've acquired? And where are some current blind spots in leftist YouTube? Yeah, I don't mind being a sexy leftist daddy at all. It's quite nice. Yeah, it's nice to be thought attractive. There's a... It's funny for reasons I can't tell you. Yeah. But where are some current blind spots with LeftTube? Well, I don't know. That's an interesting question. Hadn't really thought about that. I might have to think about that more. That's cool. Yeah. Sabrina Ranger says, if you think having a thing about your chest hair on TV tropes is weird, wait till somebody makes your WikiFeet account. I don't know what that is, but I can guess. Funnily enough, you know the meditation video? In fact, I'll show you the shot. The meditation video. So it actually zooms in slowly. But did you notice this? If you go to here, you actually see more of me than here. How many people notice that? But yeah, here, I thought about having the feet in the shot, but we couldn't make it work because you can like see the edge of the screen. So they were very nearly show feet in that. Nearly for all those the horny foot people. Not enough trans masculine voices in leftist YouTube. Yeah, I could always use some more. Yeah, it's pretty LeftTube's. I don't know. It depends who you include in LeftTube, isn't it? I've heard people say it's pretty white, and yeah, it's true. Yes. Jessica in the chat, you're way off. way off. I'm just reading the chat now as well. Somebody says, do you have nice feet? I mean, I've never thought to really... I don't know. They're just my feet. It's kind of for someone else to decide, isn't it? Emily Everett says, what does your handwriting look like? Somebody once said I had the handwriting of a murderer. I think I have nice handwriting. I don't do cursive generally. I used to, but not anymore. But yeah. Some people are saying the blind spot is housing. You're gonna like my collab with Mexi. You're gonna enjoy that. Yeah, I was chatting with Nat a while ago, and she said we said that two blind spots that people don't talk about on LeftTube are climate change and housing. So she's got one coming out on climate, and I've got one coming out on housing. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. So tell you what, the time currently is 10 to 10. So why don't I do another 10 minutes? Because actually, just before I started the stream, my flatmate was watching TV. She was streaming it, and I was like, can you not? Because you're sucking up all the internet. So I actually had to boot my flatmate off the TV. So I probably want to get off the stream so you can actually watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Sorry. So I'll do 10 more minutes. Cinema Night. Olly, Philosophy Daddy. I hope you can see either of my recent video responses to a conservative. Oh, cool. Yeah. All right. I'll check it out. Thanks, man. Somebody in the chat says, "Who is Mexi?" Mexi's the LeftTuber. Damn good one as well. Very good, technical mind. Yeah, it's good stuff. Fiddle Squid says, "What do you think about your old videos? Do you still like them?" Some. Some I go back to and rewatch. Some I'm like, I can only... Usually, as soon as I upload them, I can only see the gap between what they are and what I want them to be. Although, again, I'm getting better at that, thanks to the therapy. I take more pride in my work now, which is nice. But yeah. Yeah, Mex is good. Check her out. There's a lot of cool environmental stuff. C, thank you for your super chat. No comment, just $2. Cheers. People are saying when you do that. See, this is the other thing, is when I tell people that I'm doing a video about X, Y, or Z, they're always like, "Oh, you must talk about this and this and this." And usually, I already have an idea for how I want to do it. So, the Mexi one is gonna be fun. There's going to be some fun. There's like a... Yeah, it's going to be good. I've got an artist working on it as well. Scutch. Scutch has been doing some art for the video, which is going to be very, very fun. I don't want to give it away though. I think that'll be more fun if you don't know until you get there, until you get the joke. So yeah. Somebody says thank you for your Waiting for Godot video. Yeah. Oh, that's you again. C. Hi. Yeah. Funny how that. I never really thought that would take off, but it is. When Nat and I did a meetup in Boston, there was a girl there who brought a copy of Waiting for Godot for me to sign. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. We'll see. Nico D'Amico Babur says, thank you for your super chat. Do you think it's possible to base a stable system of ethics around consent in interpersonal relations and having good consent as an individual? Ooh. Never really thought about that. Probably a good thing to have in interpersonal relations, isn't it? I've never thought about making it the I've heard of anyone making it the foundation of anything. Interesting. I'm not sure. By the way, did I mention I have a chair now? Can you see that? So I'm not just sitting on a crate anymore. I can finally actually lean back and relax a little bit more in the streams. How do you spell Mexie? M-E-X-I-E, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she had a really good video a while ago on violence, which, yeah, it was good. Oh, these are really nice. Hey. Yeah, why don't I do 8 more minutes, so 10 more minutes, and then we'll have to let Ying watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, everyone. What do you think of the Brexit deal? Is there one now? God. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think anyone has any bloody idea. Oh, do people like people like the chair noises? Nice one. Do you know how prominent LeftTube is outside of English-speaking videos? Says da. Yeah, a little bit. So some of my videos have been translated into multiple languages, which is always nice. My one on Antifa's in like a dozen languages, which is really cool. Yeah, that was fun. Cinema Knight says, what do you think is the future for your acting career? Who knows? Who knows? It's a tough time for the industry right now. I was chatting to a friend of mine who's an agent the other day, and every single layer of the industry has been hit by austerity, and the further down in it you are, the more you feel the crunch. So I might probably just kind of bide my time a little bit. Yeah, so who knows? I'm waiting to hear back from a very fun audition at the moment. And if I'm on again in London anytime soon, then I will of course let y'all know. I think I'm just going to put on a little bit of Zoe Blade. I like to end the stream on Zoe's album Hello Calm. It's always a nice way to go out. Her track In a Harp, and then we'll end on Walking in the Rain, which I love. Yes. I tell you who I'd love to work with on LeftTube is I'd love to do something with Some More News. I watch a lot of Some More News when I cook. I put it on in the background. We have to cook. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to do something with Some More News. If Some More News, Cody, if you're watching, if you ever need a London correspondent, just let me know. I'd be only too happy. I have access to a green screen. I can do a good newsreader voice. We'll make such sweet news together. Okay, chat. We're into the last 5 or so minutes now. Yes. And thank you to Zoe for your wonderful music. Some More News is fucking great. Sure is. Yeah, I enjoy it. It makes me laugh. Parker Creel, thank you for your super chat. Do you have any advice for people who want to start making videos? Yeah, I get asked this a lot. The number one piece of advice I always give is don't go into it with stars in your eyes. For a long time, I've been doing YouTube for almost 6 years, which is longer than a lot of people realise and longer than a lot of people make it. Most people only go about 2. For a long time it was a second job that I had to pay for. It's only really in the last 3 years that it's been something that I can even come close to living on. I don't do it for kind of fame and money, because you'll hardly get them. You'll have almost certainly will get them, and they're not all that cracked up to be either. So it's funny actually. I was chatting only yesterday to my cousin, and I won't say who he is, but he's relatively famous. Not like a household name in every household, but he's pretty good. Does a lot of TV, like a presenter. He's very good, and he was saying how he used to compare himself endlessly to another very famous TV person, and I was like, why would you compare? You're so successful, like you're an international TV star, like what? And he was like, yeah, you just you get used to it, and there's always somebody out there who's more than you. And I was like, wow, even at your level, that's the case. Like, So I guess, yeah. I know this is very difficult, and again, this ties into the whole therapy thing, but try not to compare yourself to others. Because that way, comparison is the thief of joy, is one of the things they told me at drama school, and it's as true today as the day they told me, and as difficult to internalise. But if you manage it, you'll go far. Okay, we're into Walking in the Rain, which is the song we like to end on for the stream. Yes. So, thank you everyone for joining me. We'll get the last few comments in. Shentafire says, thank you for your super chat. Hopefully you haven't been asked before, but why is there something rather than nothing? Tough one. I don't know, Shentafire. I don't think the question can be answered. I think that's like saying, like, why are rocks there? It's like it's not just that there's no answer. It's like the why doesn't really make sense. It's just they are there. They are not the sorts of things that had anyone place them there. That tends to be what I think about the universe. But of course, somebody else would give you a different answer. Certainly, a religious person would say yes, that the universe had a designer and all the rest of it. But yeah, we'll all find out someday, or not. Radical Bacon says, have a lovely holiday. Thank you. I think I will. I really think I will. I think I'm going to enjoy this holiday more than I have any holiday in a long time. Now that I've finished up the old therapy and I'm like actually able to enjoy myself a little bit more, I think I'm going to have a really good time. I'm excited. People want me to come on Discord. Maybe. Sisman Arabas, you're probably going to be our last super chat of the night. I'm an econ student interested in philosophy. Do you know any interesting philosophy of economics? Have you heard of this guy, Carl Marx? No, my brother did philosophy and economics. He's the guy you need to speak to really about that. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you for tuning out to the stream. It's been lovely to have you here. It's been a really nice little stream tonight. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. I've had a really fun time. Yeah. How nice. Thanks everyone for coming out, and for your kind wishes for me to have a lovely holiday. Ooh. Message from Toby. Yeah. I suppose I should finish packing, and if you're watching, yes, you, then I will see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Bye.